All right, so today we're going to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart about vaping in particular, smoking in general. For those who don't know, I have been a pack-a-day smoker since, I want to say 93, maybe 94. So a long time. So let me get this out of the way. I started smoking because of a hot chick I used to hang out with, and she was smoking cloves, and of course it was the cool thing to do. And next thing you know, I'm smoking regular tobacco. Have been for a long time. Then about a year and a half ago, came across these blue cigarettes. So this is going to be a general overview about how I went from smoking analogs to vapor, and the benefits I've gotten from that, and maybe clear up some confusion about these things. So, in a nutshell, been hearing about the E-Cigs, smoke anywhere thing, and all of that stuff, and these blues have been showing up uh, in all across the country. Turns out Blue, I believe, was bought by the company that owns Marlboro. So these guys basically are hedging their bets with the price of cigarettes going up and everything we know about the health. These guys apparently are kicking in, and it is technically a cheaper alternative than smoking regular cigarettes, but is it healthier? So what I had done was I had tried one of their samplers. They have one that you can try that will basically it's a this is the battery that comes in there. It's about the size of a cigarette and whatnot. The temporary ones are a bit longer. They have enough e-juice to make that work, for a while. And it gives you if you're a smoker, you've become very used to the oral habit of sticking something in your mouth. Um, this is supposed to help kind of give you that without killing you, in theory. Inside, what happens is this is just a battery. This is just the e-juice. This is a battery charger and the whole nine yards. Simple truth was their little packs here have 5 of these. They claim this is a pack of cigarettes. The truth is, it's not. You may go through 2, 3 of these in a day if you're a pack-a-day smoker. The real problem comes in with these cartridges are very unreliable. What it is inside, they've got a little cotton fill. They fill the e-liquid in there, and what happens is you're pulling on this. That is water vapor that is coming out. It is not really smoke. It is not secondhand smoke. What happens is this, it's a nicotine delivery system, and it will fix that fit for you. But the problem was I found that I'd buy a pack expecting these to last me 5 days. It would last me 2 days. Often cartridges coming out of the blue packs wouldn't really sometimes they'd be defective. Like they would just jam up. If you pull too hard on it, you can burn through the cartomizer, which heats up the liquid to release the vapor. Very inconsistent and not a very satisfying experience being somebody that smoked for as long as I did. So as time went on, I looked around, tried a couple of things, and eventually made my way to what most diehard vapors are using themselves. It's the exact same idea. This is the exact same thing as here on the back end of this, except it holds literally a day's worth of e-liquid. So what happened was I realized very quickly is those folks who really were successfully replacing smoking analog cigarettes with vapor was that they were using these bigger variable voltage items. It looks a bit dorky. It draws some attention. It's still kind of odd. If I'm at North Station and I pull this out, I always have someone make a comment. But I am starting to see more and more people doing the vaping thing. So at the end of the day, what I have found for myself personally is that my smoker's cough is gone. I don't wheeze. I don't get chest pain. All of the bad health side effects that come with analog smoking has really whittled away. There's been a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of panicking over these things, and I've seen people get very upset. So, I'll probably do separate videos for etiquette and reviewing certain items, but generally speaking, I have found that find an e-juice maker that, is in the U.S. using, USDA certified ingredients. I have been very, very partial to Johnson Creek and their Vanda, which is this. So what happens is, you spend like, $20 on some variable batteries, see like that. Spend, 15, $20 for a couple tanks. And then what happens is, instead of spending, literally here in Massachusetts, I think Marlboros are going for, God, $70 a carton, something like that. I buy a 30 milliliter bottle of this stuff, Vanda, yeah, Red Oak, which is by Johnson Creek. These guys are in the U.S. Really quality stuff. This is a vanilla flavor, so it's got a vanilla cakey kind of flavor. There are a lot of makers out there that, the e-juice comes like this. These are, that's a 15 milliliter bottle. But this little 30 milliliter bottle here is going to last me all month. Not kidding. Not kidding. The hit off of, a full battery, mod, tank, the whole 9 yards, you get a much better pull. Whoa! The nice thing is, it doesn't bother anybody. It doesn't stink up your clothes like nicotine. It doesn't stain things. It is literally a water vapor. If I had inhaled that and held it in a long time and then tried to exhale, nothing would come out. So if you like smoking, and I know that sounds stupid to someone who doesn't smoke, but there are people who've had this oral habit for a lot of years. It's not easy to quit. A little advice if you're considering this, do a little work. Below in the description, I'm going to link to a couple of folks that I think are really, really useful on YouTube. P. Basardo and Graham Greene are the two folks that I learned a lot from when I started getting into this. Spent a lot of money on junk like this and, very proprietary technology versus very open technology. I'm not locked into Blue's system. I can buy e-juice from anybody, all of that stuff. So it's just really changed things for me. And if you are cigarette smoking, it is something to consider. Now, if you're not a smoker and you're watching this because, you see people doing it, or I've seen people really freak out over these things, and there's not, you're not going to get secondhand smoke from these. I actually participated in a medical test for Harvard University, and they found it to be a greatly reduced harm alternative to regular cigarettes. Obviously, the most healthy thing to do is quit, but I know how that can be hard. So one more thing before I go. If you're considering, if you want to start with these are certainly available and easily out there. But I do encourage you to look more into the mods and the variable technology and all of that. You're really going to be doing yourself a solid by kind of checking this out. It's very much changed my life. But I was going to say, as I've seen some people really freaking out, there's no secondhand smoke. But one piece of advice I would give you, I see way too many people thinking, well, I've got an e-cig, I can smoke wherever I want. It's still rude. I've smelled people smoking things like chocolate and coffee, and it smells like butt to other people. It may taste good, but it just smells awful. I've never had complaints. I have never had anybody complain about the vanilla I'm smoking. But I also don't just I wouldn't pull it out and start puffing away in a restaurant. I wouldn't pull it out and start puffing away, at a friend's house. I treat vaping very much like cigarette smoking because, well, you may have no problem with it and you understand how it works. People around you don't, and I just don't need the hassle. I don't need the people freaking out. I don't need people flipping out, and I just consider it. Excellent has really kind of changed things for me over the last 6 months or so since I've kind of gone to the full-blown vapor experience. It's been a miracle, and I know folks often when they watch Collection DX, they see me puffing on this and they wonder what it's about. Something to consider. If you're on those analog cigarettes, get off. One thing to note, though, if you're going to give this a try, you may find very quickly, the experience for me was like this. It took, the first 24 to 48 hours were really hard because this is delivering pure nicotine to you. The problem is those cigarettes you're smoking have over 300, 400 other chemicals in there. So while you may be getting your nicotine, your body is going to start freaking out because it's not getting its, antifreeze and all its other additives and whatever else is in there. So you got to ride it out. If you get that, as the day goes on, this will solve your nick fit, but your body is going to start telling you, I really want a cigarette, like a real, like you're going to feel that way. I ultimately had to taper myself off. I couldn't just go cold turkey from no cigarettes, doing the vapor thing. My body was still freaking out. It took about a week and a half. I weaned myself off, made myself go outside, the whole 9 yards. And after about a week, I've been, it was pretty much nothing but vapor. So there you go. It's a little food for thought, a little information, a little insight into it from my experience. Like I said, the biggest piece of advice I could give is, maybe try a couple of the disposables, but if you're really going to get into this, you're going to want to look into the more heavy-duty stuff. So you got questions, you want comments, you'd like to see more information about the vaping thing, by all means, hit me up, let me know, and I'll see what I can do for you. In the meantime, like I mentioned, P. Basardo, Grim Green, both excellent YouTubers, very dedicated to the vaping thing, and very informative. Lots of information on those guys' channels. So thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.